Hello, we are live at the Creators Lounge for the daily recap with Influencers Plus at IMTS Plus for day 3. Wow, what a day. So many amazing things have happened. I'd love for everyone to go around the room, and I'd love to have a quick conversation. Give us like a sentence or two. We'll start with our guests of guests to my right. Would you please, I mean, you were here yesterday. We've seen you. We pizzaed. We beered. Say your name, what you do, and one of your favorite moments from today.
All right. Yeah, so I'm Malachi, CEO of Elite Automation. Today's been like a pretty awesome day. We've been doing a lot of different interviews and stuff for our podcast and meeting with. Today was probably the biggest day for connecting with people. I probably met and had like the best in-depth conversations with people today.
Love it.
I'm Jenna. I am an engineer at Elite Automation, training to be CMO. Right? Yeah. By far today, I've networked with more people than I have this whole time, and it's been a good experience to see everyone else's experience and their take on what they do in their business and how they influence everyone around us. So
awesome.
You go.
I'm Nikki Gonzalez, head of partnerships at QuoteBeam and one half of Automation Ladies. My other half will be here tomorrow. I have had an amazing day. I'll include 2 things. I ran into a group of girls out here that were so excited, right? I'm wearing my Automation Ladies hat, and it just, some people are like, yeah, that's really cool. They have no idea who we are, but just seeing it, it's something that they've been craving.
That's what powerful branding does.
Yeah. And I also, for the first day today, kind of did a little bit of networking for my day job. And I was at the Hanover Fair section. And it's something that's really cool to me because my dad went to those in Germany for 7 years in a row when I was a kid. And to get to come here and have all the automation people sort of concentrated in that hall for me made for a fantastic day today. So cool.
Super. Oh, it is my time.
Scott,
I'm sorry about that. I was more interested in the guests.
Yeah.
And then, well, I had a great day as well. I had the opportunity to interview both Darcy McLaren, SAP, right, and Tony Papke, MXD. You guys know about MXD?
I do. It's great.
Of course you do.
Great organization.
Yeah, it's a
Megan
great
knows
organization.
everyone and everything.
So let's interview.
Don't be mad at me.
No, I'm not mad at you guys. And then we did some on-the-spot interviews, and there's one, and I can never, I know I'm going to mispronounce the name. It's Yellow. Starts with an F. Yellow.
Fanuc? Fanuc.
Oh, like the biggest company in industrial automation.
Come on.
Only the biggest company.
Hey,
Fanuc.
when you serve it, you get it back. That's how it works.
Right. Fanuc.
Two-way traffic.
So we had a great conversation about cobots, all of the robot arms. It was fantastic. So those
cobots
this
are
day,
so.
and then it just sort of run around.
I've got a cobot friend over there.
Oh, good.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, I get to what you did to me later. But no. Yeah. Jesus. No, it started great. Kind of went downhill from there. But it started with the 5K miles from manufacturing run in the morning. By the way, all the sponsor ship money I think gets donated, which is a good cause. But also, people getting together at 7 a.m. running, getting active in the morning. The fastest guy ran the 5K in 15 minutes. Mind blown. And then 17 minutes. One of our CFO ran it in 19 minutes.
What was your time?
I don't want to tell you my time.
What was your time?
23 something.
Good job.
So, yeah. It's okay. Yeah. But yeah, great day so it started into the day. And
was there any moments where you had a little bit of embarrassment by any chance?
Yes. So Mary stopped by our booth and brought a giant cutout of my head, and I wasn't there. So yeah, for 5 minutes she waved my head around and was asking people where I was.
I was really hilarious. People did not know what to expect. And also, speak. Oh, I don't have a microphone.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah, thank you. So I speak a little bit of German because my family is Austrian. And so I was walking around and I was like, Fabian, wo bist du? Kommen Sie hier, bitte. Which is basically saying like, Fabian, where are you? Can you come here, please? So at least I asked politely, because in some of the German language you can be very rude. But I was polite.
You were.
If
That's
I'm
correct,
going,
yep.
if you're going to be a part of a joke, I'll at least say please.
You're welcome.
So yeah, I still feel so giddy about it. It was great. I'm really, yeah. Look, he's beautiful as a cutout and as a person. Yes. Great, Megan. Yes, a highlight from today.
I can't pick one, honestly. I had such a freaking fabulous day today. I had 30 kids coming in from Beloit Memorial High School. I was able to interview 4 of them up here, which was a really important conversation because it's the things that manufacturers need to hear. I interviewed Nikki, who was sitting with us today, and then Chris and Jake Hall joined me with the robot Spot. So it was pretty exciting, yeah, and I got to take a selfie with him, and I got to take a selfie with the students. So I'm really glad that they were here. One of the things that stuck out was one girl said, she's like, I don't know what I want to be yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. And she's like, I really don't know what's available in engineering and manufacturing. And that's why I wanted to come here, because I wanted to see what a career path would look like. So there's definitely an awareness issue. There's definitely an exposure issue. And I hope anybody that was walking past when they were talking took notes and adjust their strategies to help recruit and retain the next generation, because we need to start doing it.
I just appreciate all your hearts and all your hard work. And I know there's been some tears of joy.
For sure.
And, but, in our body of work, in our careers, these are going to be the moments we really think about, not all the rest. And I just really appreciate that. And you've been very inspiring. And this room represents the demographic of what we hope for manufacturing, both men and women and people from all backgrounds. So this is one of the real reasons why we're here. So just thanks, and just want to realize these moments, because we just looked at a picture from Peter Ellman was here, and I'll just go next just to keep us on plan. Mitch, sorry.
That's okay.
And he is the chief experience officer, and he was the supporter and partner to us to do the IMTS Plus Creators Lounge. And I saw him share a picture of his first IMTS, and he was an exhibitor here. And it was a picture of this same hall with the same pretty much suppliers here. And I didn't see one woman in the photo. They say it, but when you see it, and I think one of the things that I think about today and this whole event so far, I've just work to do, but I have not seen this much, gender diversity that I've seen at this IMTS, and it's just, and Mitch, you're part of that with your family, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of underrepresentation here. I'll say that.
Yeah, what's your highlight from today? I haven't seen you all day.
Buy any more machines?
I
didn't buy any machines today. My wife hid the checkbook, and so. But I had 2 great interviews today. David Modig from Modig Machine Tool. They're in the back there. They don't have any machines here because their machines are too freaking big. But they hold the world record for metal removal rate. So he said, to put it in context, if you take a 55-gallon drum, they're filling that up with metal shavings every minute. Whoa. And so their customers, it's not your average job shop. It's going to be Spirit Aerosystems, Boeing, those types of people. And so they have a really unique product that it is just super rigid, super fast, and nobody can touch it. They're from Sweden. But what I was excited about was he has now stood the industry on its head. He took a machine that typically has a cutter, coming from the top and cutting, and he flipped it upside down where the cutter is coming from the bottom. So as you're cutting your part, the chips and this stuff are falling away. And it also has a lot of things for rigidity, if we won't get into. But it was just like, what were you smoking or doing when you sat there one day and says, I'm going to take a CNC machine, and designed it upside down. And it's genius, and he's patented it, and he doesn't have the first one out in the market yet, but he's got some graphics back there, but that's going to be really cool. And then I talked to Paul Van Meter from Paperless Parts, not Paperless Parts, Pro Shop. Paperless Parts.
I get them confused too.
Thank you.
All the time.
Pro Shop. I'm actually a user of their software, full disclaimer. But it's an ERP system for managing the shop and the workflow and the quality search, everything goes along with it. But what's really nice about it is these are guys that had a shop, realized the need, started developing the software for themselves, and they developed it extremely intuitively because they didn't ever think they were going to turn it into a product, but solving their own need. And then eventually they turned it into a product, and it's just such a natural thing for a business doing machining and aerospace and AS9100 to adopt. So it's great to hear their story of transitioning from a small shop that was growing, managing things on spreadsheets to, well, let's develop a little code, a little more code, and next thing you know, they're one of the big players.
And this comes from someone who founded MFG.com, the marketplace for part sourcing, and co-founder of Fast Radius, and now Zeke CNC Machines. So, thanks for bringing the you've brought that machinist, additive, software entrepreneur to the Creators Lounge, and that's what's fantastic. So,
yeah, absolutely. But quickly,
it's so cool.
Malachi, I want to know what you guys do. I didn't get an intro into that. Can you give us your elevator pitch, one of you two?
Yeah, sure. So we're systems integrators. Our core focus is robotic applications.
Okay.
We don't really have a ton of focus, but here recently, maybe over the past year, we've kind of more organically niched down to like weld robotic applications, doing like fixture design and the manufacturing of the fixtures as well. That's just kind of came from like the people that we've hired. So me personally, I come from controls engineering background, PLC, robot, project management.
Sure.
And then, I founded this company about 3 years ago. And as we've hired guys who came from like the BIW line world. Mm-hmm. And so through that BIW line world, completely different skill sets, completely different assets. Mm-hmm. And we just happen to find like good programmers from that space and good designers from that space, as well as they deal with like an intricate process, right? Yeah. So it's kind of just navigated us. My team has actually pushed us to go more towards that direction. Boss, we need to do this. We need to do this. Yeah. Okay, guys, let's do it.
I think it's incredible. It's an incredible niche of the market to go in that's, to use another term, underserved. So I can see where you guys would have a lot of excitement around.
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Well, congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Also, I would like to represent Jim Olin, the director of the Creators Lounge. He also interviewed two different grad students, Max and Nicholas, about the future, really like from the ground, the future from the grad students' point of view of manufacturing and innovation. So very honored, excited, delighted that we are expanding, we are creating, I'm so glad that you are all here. So we have a segment that we call 5 things, but since there are more people, we are going to cut that down to 1 thing. So here's how it's going to go. So our wrap up for today is select whichever one resonates with you, whichever first one comes to your head, one of the most impactful, inspirational moments from your career thus far. So just want you to share one of the most inspirational and impactful moments from your career thus far. Whoever is ready.
How long do you want us to take on this?
Let's say a couple of 2 or 3 to 5 sentences.
Okay.
Mitch, we have as much time. We'll give you as much time as you need, sir.
I'll go first.
I was going to say, go for it, Mitch. He's ready to go.
Well, I've had two very interesting. I'm going to do 2. But
Yes,
first,
you can.
Whoa.
Well, yeah,
One.
Stop using my time.
It's a math problem.
All right. Okay.
There you go. Back at you.
Yeah, probably
I
the
love this
first one.
repartee. It's
Probably the
thick.
first one. I have been running, built MFG.com, bootstrapped this business. I'm 4 or 5 years into it. Coming to the office, I check the voicemail, and this guy says, "Hey, I'm the personal assistant for Jeff Bezos, and he'd like to meet you. Can you give me a call back?" That was life-changing. Then
That gets a sound effect. That
Okay,
gets
my
a
second one,
yeah.
I had that same type of call. I had the same call from Courtney Love. I came back in a voicemail. "Hi, my name's Courtney Love Cobain, and I've read about you, and I'd like to meet you. If you're going to be in LA, can you come by?" So I was like, "Yes." I went
Wait.
to LA, and I'll tell you the stories later.
I love that if you're going to be in LA.
Let's just go on that.
Yeah, no, that's if you're going to be in LA. That's called like you book the flight, and you
I did.
the when I'm going to be
Yeah.
in LA. I love that. Ooh,
Yeah.
fun. Yeah. Who else is ready?
I'm ready.
Scott, let's go.
Okay, so I was a journeyman transmission lineman, Southern California Edison, climbing towers, running crews. And I went to school at night and decided that I wanted to go in to get an office job and negotiate qualifying facility generation assets in the service territory. So my first interview, of course, I'm just this line guy. So I go into the office, sitting down, and I meet with a guy named this. I had no idea what was going on. I met a gentleman by the name of Tom Gibbs. And then he asked me, he said, pulls out this map, single line maps, and can you identify the turbine there? And of course, I didn't. And then he said, okay. And then he takes the map and he folds it. And can you identify the turbine in this section? And I said, no, I can't. And then I would say, but I will, and I know I will be able to do it if you teach me. And then he folded again.
Nice.
And he said, how about now? He got it down to the smallest possible. I couldn't identify it. He still offered me the job, and he said, we're going to teach you. That was it, Tom Gibbs. That was from field to office.
Oh, I love that. He got a and you got a ooh sound effect.
It's you. It's not to your level, bitch.
Everyone is beautiful. Everyone is smart. Everyone is a creator.
We are
Hashtag
all
we are all
geniuses
creators.
in our own things.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'm up next.
Yes,
And
you are.
After thinking about this for a little while, I grabbed a thought when I heard the celebrity story. So I work for QuoteBeam. We're a startup, and I have been I've known these guys for a long time. We used to work together, and long story short, I was working somewhere else. I had a baby and left the startup world, but I got invited to this conference by these VCs, and I run into my old colleague, Roman Peach, who is now my CEO and founder of QuoteBeam. And we hadn't seen each other in a while. We ran into each other at an AI conference in Half Moon Bay, and we found out that we had had a baby on the same day. And we were invited there by the same VC group of people. And so that planted the seed. We had already talked about QuoteBeam when he was at Apple and they were thinking about it, and I was working in AI and supply chain, and it was just one of those things that kept recurring in my life. Time was still not right. I could not co-found another company. I had just stepped out of that for a while. Well, time goes on, and last year I joined. We built this thing over the last year, got users on, started, finding a market fit, having great partners. We recently raised, and this has not yet been, PR announced, but a round. And one of the VCs is a rock star that I have seen play twice since first show in high school.
Wow.
And somebody recently asked me, what was your favorite show you've ever been to? And I mentioned this band and Prince. I hadn't thought of them in years. And turns out now they're investing in this company.
Yep.
Wow,
And
that's
they're
a
about
great
to play a
story.
show in my hometown and invite me.
Yep.
That's a great story.
Yep. That's
So
a
it's just
yes.
one of those things. I could not have avoided this.
No,
The
to
universe
be.
brought me here
that was
somehow.
coming for you, and thank goodness that you finally said yes when you did. Otherwise, it was just gonna steamroll over you. Be like, this
Yeah.
opportunity needs you. Wow, love
Fantastic.
it. Whoa, this is so exciting. I feel like we're in like a blender of inspirational stories.
So I've had a lot of moments, but the one that I'm most proud of is 2 years. Well, it's almost 2 years. This October will be 2 years. I wanted to do something to connect the manufacturers to the community that I live in, and wanted to do like a tour where kids could go from manufacturer to manufacturer to manufacturer and learn about what they're doing. Well, COVID made its presence, and companies didn't want to be liable for the kids, so I didn't want to not do anything because they knew I was doing something, so I didn't want to let them down. So I created this virtual event called the Mavens of Manufacturing Summit, and it was 4 hours long. The students were coming in and out during their class period, got all of the local news involved. Andrew Crow was the keynote speaker. But while I was putting this lineup together, I got an email from the Pentagon, and I was kind of freaking out because I was like, why in the Sam hell is the Department of Defense sending me an email? So I like showed it to my husband, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And he's like, who the hell do you know? I'm like, I don't know anyone from
the
there.
Pentagon knows you.
And I was like, so it was Jesse Salazar. He used to be the former, I don't even remember his title, it's so long, but he worked for the Department of Defense. And he's like, I heard about you. I really like what you and Andrew are doing. Is there anything that I can do to help you? And I said, do you want to do a presentation for this tour? So he tapped in virtually from the Pentagon and made a presentation for this tour. And it geeked out the kids, and they were so excited. And then I had other people like Andrew Crow who came and did the keynote, and Aaron Prather who came in and showed them how you can program. He didn't show them, but he demonstrated that you can take a PS2 controller and actually program it to move the robot around, which really like opened up their eyes. I had Tim Wilborn and his wife from TW Controls come in. Amber and Mary, who work with him, Amber's his wife, they got the girls really excited because the girls were like, we didn't know other women existed in this sector. And I'm like, because you're in a bubble. So I'm really proud of it because I could have gave up, but I decided to adapt it. And it ended up being really great, and the kids remember it, and the high school now wants me to come back and do something similar with the other academies that exist within the school. So proud of that.
Fantastic.
I would describe that as awesome.
Like, I got an email from, like, how do you respond to that? I'm just like, who the frack is this calling me? Like,
What did I do?
I'll get back to you as soon as I can,
right.
which is now.
Burn the laptop.
Throw everything away, shred it
Destroy
all.
all
The
evidence.
files are in the computer. Anyone?
Yeah.
Zoolander?
Yeah.
Anyone? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, oh no, please get my references. Fabian, what about you?
I mean, there's many stories. I think one story that's
He's,
you know,
Scott said meeting me, by the way.
Meeting me.
There we go.
now you ruined it. I was going to tell. Yeah.
Oh no, this is his moment.
No, I mean, ultimately, I think my career and my life changed a lot when I moved to the States. And the only way that I got here was, I was at EOS already in Germany in our headquarters, and I had helped my now boss to build up our so-called additive minds team here in North America. We conducted workshops in Austin, and at some point he was like, "Why don't you just move here?" And I was like, I don't know,
Why
maybe.
not?
I don't know. I was in a relationship back then, and then a year passed by, and I came back over, and we did another workshop with the team to shape the strategy. And he's like, "You should really move here." And
Invitation 2.
yeah,
Great.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like, invitation 2. Okay, relationship is shitty. So I went back to Germany, and I was drinking beers with my friends, and 6 beers in,
Yeah, 6 beers
I
in. That's
text
a
him,
podcast.
and I
6
just
beers
say,
in.
"Yeah, I'm in." I just text him, "I'm in."
Nice.
And go back home. I wake up at 3 a.m. and I'm sobering up. I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? And
You just, drunk decisions.
Yeah, I said yes. So
Oh,
yeah.
Drunk Decisions. That's another good podcast.
Drunk decisions are,
Guys, we're
I guess, the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I moved over to Austin a few months later and met my wife, and my career changed, my life changed. So it was probably one of the best decisions I made drunk.
Amazing.
All right, so let's finish that story, Fabian. So you were going to this Oktoberfest they were kind of having out there,
Yeah.
and then you were wearing something fun, and you met somebody.
Yeah.
What
I mean,
happened there?
a few months later in Austin, there's in New Braunfels a thing called Wurstfest, which is an Oktoberfest.
Oh, yum.
And I was wearing my lederhosen because I'm from Bavaria. I'm from Munich, so I wore my traditional outfit. And I saw this girl, and she looked at me and she just says, "Wow, you look like a leprechaun." And now she's my wife.
Yay! Okay, I was going
Wrong
to say,
country.
I've noticed in my experience in my career that
So cute, though.
some of the biggest gifts are able to show up to you when you make space for them.
Yeah.
When you say no thank you to the thing that might be toxic or no longer serve your ascension in your growth as an artist, let's say as a creator. So I will say, when I got hired at the Second City, which is just the mecca of comedy, it's been a dream for me forever. I moved to Chicago with $2,000 and a place to live for 2 weeks. And I had told everyone back in New York that I was hired by Second City already because I was just making it happen. And then I didn't get hired the first time. So I went to another theater company and I licked my wounds for a couple months, getting my courage back. But then that company, it was very, very toxic. I didn't like how I was being treated, specifically as a woman. I was being pigeonholed into roles that I didn't feel comfortable playing. No, I don't want to be labeled as like the sexy cheerleader again. I want to be the rocket scientist. I want to play this role. So I left that company and I was like, oh, I actually just got hired at Second City. Second City hadn't hired me yet, but I left that company and I was scared and I was like, I don't know what's going to happen next. Within that week, I got an email from Second City inviting me to join the faculty. So beautiful things happen when you jump over that comfort zone and you're like, I don't know, here I go. And then the universe is like, oh, wait, they're really ready. They're not joking around. Okay, give it to her. Let's go. Yes, what about you? I know we're already over, but yeah, no, I'm not, listen, so I was just going to say, I was saying to you, please. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, this kind of falls right into that. So I'm going to go back to that one. But the first one has been like the impact on people's lives. So like, you know, it's been somewhat recent. And like, even at like this event, like there's been people come up that say, wow, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be in this industry. Or if it wasn't for you, like my life was going in a completely different way. And like, I can't even put words to it. It's like almost makes my eyes tear up. Yeah. Like it's so powerful to have that impact. Like I think like everybody in this room, that's why we do what we do, is like to make that impact and that influence. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing is like you said, like it's making that leap, right? Like whenever you
leap before you know where you're gonna land.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, starting a company is a big deal. It's hard to make that leap, and for me, like I was always trying to grow in my career and try to make shifts and learn whatever. You know, I did everything from like risk assessments to electrical engineering to everything. Like these were not things that I had to do or anything like that, but I was just doing it, trying to progress, try to help the company I worked for. And you just start to see that like the opportunity can only be offered by yourself. That like you have to take a leap and make your own opportunity. And, you know, I was the person that was completely okay with working for one company my entire life if that opportunity would have been there, if somebody would have just gave me the keys. And this company did it to a degree, but I could just see that they were never going to have the same drive and ambition that I had.
That you have. So we're coming to a close, but we cannot close until, please share with us a quick reflection for you, please.
Okay, so mine would have to be, I'm pretty new to the industry, so I've been doing this for about a year. But when I walked in, I met Malachi, and he was like, I do automation. And I was like, what the hell is that? Like, I had no idea what it was. And he was like, you know what, I'll teach you. And from there, I just kind of grew into enjoying it and loving it and meeting everyone. And it's had a very big impact on my life. My last job, I was not treated very fairly, so it's great to work with people that want you to be part of their community and want to teach you and want to help you learn. And it's
amazing.
It's been a great experience.
I love that. So I feel like if I could put a wrap on the wrap, it would be leap before you know where you're going to land, and the people you're supposed to be with will be there to meet you. Thank you.
And whatever
Oh,
you do it with owner mentality, just what you were talking about.
Yes. Whatever you do it with owner mentality. Thank you so much. It's been such an honor to have you as we create in the Creators Lounge and expand. So thank you so much. This has been I'm sorry we didn't get to you. So this is only day 3 of IMTS 2022. I was checking on the website. I believe we're at least 82,000 attendees when I checked at 1 o'clock.
They posted once a day, so we'll find out tomorrow.
Yes, so super exciting. Thank you so much for being with us. We hope that you've been feeling all of the inspiration and the intentionality by sharing these stories and all of the joy transaction that comes from all of us being together. Thank you so much for joining us on the live stream. Thank you from all of us at Industrial Strength Studios, Industrial Strength Marketing, and Industrial Studios. I just put them all together. At IMTS 2022, #We Are All Creators. Have a wonderful evening. Join us tomorrow. Same time, same place.